Hello everyone, I'm Pranali Kadam, your host for the day. Joining me is Mr. Abhishek Sharma, the dynamic force leading site developers into a new era of innovation and growth. Let's get started. Hello everyone. So Site Developers introduces its new signature collection and I'm with Mr. Abhishek Sharma. Let's hear it from him. What is it all about? So my first question would be, what inspired Site Signature collection and why do you feel it was time for a dedicated luxury collection?
Really, the Site Developers as an organization has come a long way. It's been a long journey of 38 years. And, through this journey, we've been pioneers in various categories of products that we brought into the market. Today, when you see New Bombay, we are poised to be one of the best cities in the country, maybe one of the best cities around the world. And New Bombay, has come of time. And today, when you see New Bombay with the airport, with the connectivity, I don't think there is any other city that that matches the zest of New Bombay to be number one in the country. That being said, it is time for luxury. We at Site Developers are creating a lot of different products. We have a product range, say starting from your affordable housing category, which is 30 lakhs, 35 lakhs, going right up to 5 or 7 crores. But we've always come back and thought, or we've always discussed this across the table, that what do we have that is different? We're selling apartments, we are doing good work across all the categories that we are building currently: affordable, mid-segment, premium housing, good locations. But still I felt that there is something that was missing. And that something inspired Signature, where I look at it as, say, a series of about 7 new projects which have a definition, which define or which talk for themselves. By doing our first Signature at Nerul off Palm Beach Road, what we are trying to do here is to create a collection that you know already. So once you walk into a Signature, I really don't need to tell you what it is. It is something that comes out of our dreams, that comes out of our perseverance to perfection, and that is something that only the best will be knowing, or only the best probably could feel what we are really trying to do here. With Signature, there is not too much to and fro. We are looking at standardizations, we are looking at product standardization, we are looking at premium fixtures, premium finishes, premium amenities, the best of what we can do, larger living spaces. Because we felt that there was always some kind of a mismatch in these category of products when you look at New Bombay as a market.
So we are taking our legacy into an entire new phase or new transformation, we can call it.
More than a new transformation, we will still continue doing what we've done best. But rather than a transformation, I would want to call it a byproduct of the years of experience and a byproduct of the respect that this legacy has received, the respect and the love the legacy has received from this beautiful New Bombay market.
How has the meaning of luxury living evolved since you began, and what do buyers expect today?
My father always tells me a story that we were the first developers who made a sample flat in New Bombay.
Oh.
So as I told you, we've done things differently a lot of times. We've always been conscious of what kind of product or what kind of design or detail we are doing with our products. But as I said, what would you call luxury? Now, in a luxury apartment, whatever happens inside your home is something that you do, something that I would love to leave to you to do. But all the things that we provide, apart from that, we just want to take it a notch higher. We want to do something that, because today's generation, you see these guys who are buying with us, or, even one generation prior who's buying luxury homes now, has traveled the world. The world has changed, India has changed. People are traveling. People are, going to different countries. People are going to Europe. They're going to the Americas. They're going to Australia or wherever.
They expect that taste here now in India.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And you need to have a very sharp eye to elegance.
Yeah.
By luxury, we could, it's not that nobody is doing it. Every developer in New Bombay today is doing a very good job out of what they are building. But the Italian marbles that they are using, or the products that they are using, I have something different in mind. We want to create elegance out of simpler things, out of more earthy things, out of things that command class, or that talk of elegance. By doing this, we try to get luxury one notch higher. We try to get an international living experience in New Bombay.
Sai Signature or Signature Collection homes emphasize biophilic design, spaciousness, smart living. How do these elements define the brand's DNA?
These elements have always been a part of our brand. We've always made apartments that have been a little bigger than the ongoing sizing in the area. We've always tried to incorporate luxury. We've done products which, where we've provided modular kitchens, air conditioning to your entire apartment. We were, I think, the first developers to start using engineered door frames and doors in New Bombay. When we, all of this put together has formed the core of the company, development, or, progress, as I would call it, innovation, the want to learn newer things, the want to adapt to what is going on nationally, internationally. We are not very far away from one of the biggest cities in the world, right? And it's always, how do you learn? You learn when you see, you learn when you look, you learn when you observe. And this luxury collection that we launch is a byproduct of this entire journey of learning, of experience, of innovation. So if you tell me how it is incorporated in the company's DNA, no, I would say differently. This is the company's DNA. To learn, to innovate, and to make progress and do the best of what you can.
So now moving to innovation and vision ahead. Sustainability and technology are now key to modern designs. How do you make them feel effortless and premium within your projects?
So technology and sustainability is something that we've always been keen on introducing in our projects as we've grown as an organization. But now we have an imminent stress on how sustainable we can make living in terms of what we are providing, and especially with the signature collection, we would want to introduce more and more environmental friendly features. We could use environmental friendly products in the construction. The whole idea of biophilic living, which we are making a core part of the signature collection, in itself speaks of getting greens to the interiors. So sustainable living is something that definitely, you have other elements such as, say, water recycling or solar energy. And then, you always need something that is sustainable to set off something that comes with technology. And with the advent of, artificial intelligence, technology is something that is a must for today's generation. And technology-wise, even if you speak of security or access systems or accessibility within the apartment, we are very keen on looking at new things, new technology that can be incorporated, in terms of common areas as well as within your apartment. So we can provide a more holistic living experience by combining sustainability and technology. In modern time projects, these two elements hold a very, very important part, or they play a very important role, and especially also in our daily lives. You want everything on your fingertips. You want everything to be operated from your cell phones. I forgot to turn off the lights when I left home. You can do it off a cell phone. So these are small things, but I believe that with growing technology and with growing knowledge of technology, or the knowledge of the use of technology rather, these things become more and more useful every day. Technology, if you see, if you want to shut off an air conditioner, you can do it off your phone. At least saves you energy for the day. You don't have to. So sustainability and technology can go hand in hand, and we will, we are planning to try and integrate both to the most useful extent that we can in our projects.
So as Sai transitions from a family-led to a more corporate structure, how do you ensure your legacy and values stay intact?
It's something that you have to take the best of both worlds, and the place where we are today, or the kind of expansion that we are doing, or the number of projects that we are looking at in the near future, say the next 3 or 5 years, does require an upgrade of the system that we are working in, does require a lot more manpower than we've ever had, does require a lot more technology than we've ever used. However, all these principles, we have to be very cautious of what we've given. As in, for me, being a second generation developer, legacies are borrowed. And so this is a borrowed legacy for me, which I have to make sure remains true to its principles, its core principles that has made it survive for so long. We are all living in a very hyper competitive market. And I believe what sets us apart is the principles, or is the core values of this company or this organization that have helped us reach here. So, how much ever we grow or wherever we reach, the core or the principles of the company are something that I would never want to leave or let go of. Even for the want of more success, we would not let go of any kind of principles that we hold.
So you always wanted to be in this field, or you had some other dreams or ambitions that I wanted to be a footballer or a cricketer, but now as you have a legacy, then you have to take it ahead.
So by profession, I am an engineer. I'm an electronics and telecommunications engineer. I did my master's in electrical engineering. I worked for a couple of years in the US. But such is life, that right now I'm here giving this interview, which I wouldn't think of in my wildest dreams. Having said that, I'm happy doing what I'm doing. I mean, for me, it's more passion than profession.
Yeah.
And I think I have found my love for what I'm doing. For me, my biggest success, I would say, is not, if I'm selling more than my competitors, or if I'm building bigger than my competitors, but my success, or my satisfaction rather, comes from standing on the road outside what I built, looking up and being proud of what we've done. So I probably didn't want to be here, but now that I am very happy about it.
So the next generation is bringing fresh ideas, and how are they blending innovation with the legacies or the new establishments?
So it's a journey. Again, I remember when I joined business, when we were learning from our fathers, there was a certain set of methodologies, say 15, 18 years ago, which we used to follow, which was the norm of the industry. With the exposure to technology, as you said, with the access to internet, with global access to different projects, different methods of working, we slowly and steadily started realizing how the world is going, what people are doing different. But of course, in a legacy business, there is that slight few years where it's a transition between leaving your old school principles, not your core values, but your old school routines, I would say, to migrate to newer avenues. It's all about how you put it out to your peers, to your seniors, to your boss, who's my father. And so I think I've done a pretty good job in trying to always convince him of what I want to do, which also has given me the confidence, and also probably given him the confidence. Because we've discussed, of course we have debates, we have arguments. I cannot say fights, because I cannot fight with him. So so I've had scoldings also. But eventually, I've got my way through things, and sat him down and made him understand why we are doing what we are doing. Of course, there have been times when I have also understood if we are actually doing the right thing or not, because experience has to be integrated with advancement. And I think we've so far managed to get the best out of both the worlds.
Sir, if you had to sum up the next 10 years of Sai Developers in one sentence, what would it be, and what message would you leave for young entrepreneurs?
If I had to sum up Sai Developers, or if I had to actually envision Sai Developers in the in the next 10 years, I would say uncomparable quality, unbeatable locations, and a company driven by passion to develop. To the young entrepreneurs, I am young too, so let's to the younger ones, I would say that we need to really keep our mind in place as young boys and as young girls who come into this industry. We are riding a high horse. It's a good time to be in real estate. We are doing a lot of good business. There is a lot to share and have for everybody. So, rein in your horses, see what you're doing, be prudent of your investments, think twice, don't go in the rat race. Let's be very sure of what we are doing. At real estate, very principally, this is a very strong belief that I have, that real estate is here to create value, not to create volume. So at Site Developers, what we look at is how we can create value to our purchaser. I might be able to sell tons of volumes real estate, but am I creating value to the end user? So that is something that the young generation needs to understand, that we are in a game of value and not volume. So I think that is what I would leave the young generation to think about.
Thank you so much, sir, for your time.
Thank you.
It's been truly wonderful having this conversation with Mr. Abhishek Sharma, who continues to take forward the proud legacy of Site Developers with passion, purpose, and vision. Until then, I'm your host Pranali, signing off.